going to talk a little bit today about anxiety and fear. Now, a lot of people assume that anxiety and fear are a bad thing. However, anxiety and fear are the result of a motivation to care. So they basically imply that you have some sort of strong feelings about whatever it is that is causing the anxiety. Ultimately, fear and anxiety are a very primal reaction in the body in order to get you to take action, either fight, flight, or freeze. They were ultimately so important in enabling us to survive back when we lived in caves and we had to assume that there was danger around every corner in the guise of a saber-toothed tiger. However, these days they're not quite as necessary. We don't live in quite as precarious an environment. However, these days, our fears have transferred from being triggered by external events to being triggered primarily by internal cognitive processes. In other words, our thoughts. We think our anxiety, we create our own fears. Now, it's important, as I said, to remember that these are very natural human reactions. However, we need to be able to keep things in context. We can't be going around the place bubbling under this underlying stress and anxiety and fear all the time. We need to get on top of our thoughts. We also seem to have this bizarre notion that by letting go of our thoughts, we're somehow letting go of control, and assuming that by worrying about something all day, it somehow gives us some sort of control over whether or not things actually happen, which is farcical when you think about it. All you're ultimately doing is keeping yourself in a continuous state of unhappiness, and uncertainty. Now, the thing is, it's not as easy as just telling somebody to switch their thoughts off. And it really pisses me off when people are like, oh, just control your thoughts. This is a discipline. It takes work, it takes continuous practice, and it takes a long time. And in a time where we continuously seek instant gratification, when something doesn't work immediately, we tend to be like, fuck that. I'll just do something else. I'll try going to the gym, or I'll try, buying something new, or I'll distract myself with some Instagram and Facebook or whatever it is. And we never get to grips with our anxiety or our fear. And as a result, it continues on for most of our lifetime. So for anyone looking to tackle this mindset, one of the first things I would say to people is, first of all, it's a big undertaking. You need to be committed. You need to be very open-minded, and you need to know that it's going to take a hell of a lot of work. You're changing your whole way of thinking. It's like training a muscle. It takes consistency, it takes discipline, and it takes a lot of nurturing. However, it is very doable, with the right sort of mindset, the right approach, and the right dedication. You can change your way of thinking. You can become more clued into the ways in which you cause your own heartache and suffering. And the amazing thing is, once you start on this journey of self-acceptance and developing self-awareness, you'll find that the things that used to bother you, the desires that you have for your life, the fears that you have for your life, will no longer have as much of an impact, because you know that whatever it is that happens, you have that internal resiliency, you have that internal contentment and peace of mind, that will get you through any scenario, and you'll find that you will no longer need this external validation, this external quest for success, for power, for acceptance, because it'll all be within. And this is one area I tackle with so many clients, and that I will be looking at also in my workshop coming up in September. If you'd like any further information on any of the topics that I discuss on here, feel free to get in touch on Insta, on Facebook, or indeed get in touch on the website fundamentals.ie.